Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favourite things about chess is that no matter how good you are, you started somewhere. Okay? Now that might be 100 elo, that might be 200, that might be 400, but you started somewhere. Okay? We all started not knowing how any of these pieces even work. So no matter how good you are, you can never forget your roots. Okay? And that is why it's important to never make fun of new players, to never make fun of people that are struggling with chess or thinking they can't improve, because we all break through the wall. We all find progress eventually. However, as you can see on your screen and from the writing above me, we are reacting to some very low elo chess today. And I'm allowed to make fun of it because it's from my brother, okay? So normally when we do these videos, we laugh at the moves, but we all accept that, look, we were once here before. You know, it's very hard to make fun of because I hang my queen sometimes playing bullet. So, what can you do? However, this is my brother. So you guys have full permission in the comments to just rip into him, okay? This is payback from if you have an older brother. I mean, you guys have probably been beat up emotionally. No, I'm joking, guys. But, I have full permission to just go in on this man, this video, okay? So we're going to be reacting to 4 of his games, okay? He's actually situated at about 400 elo. I know it says 9,999. I don't know who did that. So we're going to react to 4 of his games. 2 of them are actually okay, to be fair. 2 of them are absolutely abysmal. He's probably watching this video, so, everyone send him some love in the comments. Like the video if you do enjoy. But, guys, without further ado, we are going to jump straight into game number 1. Whereby my brother has the white pieces, okay? Now, at a beginner level, you think, okay, let's just play e4 or d4, let's just take the centre immediately. Not my brother. My brother is a fan of the Reti opening for some reason and just plays knight f3. This is far too complex for him. He just needs to put pawns in the middle of the board and be done with it, but I quite like it, just confusing the opponent immediately. Opponent responds with e6, so, I mean, this is actually a line, so all is well so far. And then my brother takes the centre with e4. This is great stuff. We get knight to c6. Knight to c3, so everything so far, dare I say, has been pretty perfect from both sides. We're only 3 moves in, but normally it isn't. Opponent now plays e5, which, this is not so good, because, why are we moving the same pawn twice in the opening? Especially to a square in which you could have moved it instantaneously. So, I'm not a big fan of this. My brother plays the move d4, which, again, I'd be very happy with. I mean, this is very good stuff. Just taking the centre, the d4 pawn very well defended. Opponent plays f6. Now, this is not good for a couple of reasons. I mean, number one, which you instantaneously see, is that the light squares now are so weak for our opponent. So my brother should probably just put the bishop on this square. But the other idea is actually just playing d5 and just kicking this knight about for ages. Just gaining tempo after tempo after tempo. Just, throw the knight about, okay? It's like when you're on one of those, mechanical balls just getting thrown about. That's what my brother should be doing to this knight on c6. But puts the bishop on c4, taking advantage of these really weak light squares. Mwah, love it. Ben, if you're watching, this is all perfect so far, okay? d6 is then played, so ultra solid from the opponent. And then the move h3, which is actually the best move, in the position. And, if I hadn't have seen the rest of this game, I'm not going to lie, I'd have thought he was cheating when he played the move h3. Because the idea is obviously to stop this bishop coming out to g4, pinning the knight to the queen. So h3 is just a beautiful move. It's such a high level move. I love it. Not high level, but higher than 400 elo level. d5 is then played, and this is very bad because you can of course just take this pawn with a bishop, and it's not very well defended. Which Ben does fine, takes the bishop. Knight then takes his pawn, which again is fine, but you're going to lose the exchange because after pawn takes, this queen can obviously just take back, which I'm sure Ben does. Okay, guys, so this is clearly the start of the downfall, okay? We have just seen the eval bar have an absolute seizure and fly back down. So, I mean, it's completely equal now if you find c6, forking the knight and the bishop. This is not good stuff. This is not good, especially when you could have just taken the pawn. But it's okay. I'm not angry. They play bishop to b4, so this is not good. You can just play c3, attacking the bishop, and then move your knight or bishop back. And Ben does find c3. So the bishop slides back. now, wait, what does it want? It actually just wants you to take this knight and then probably move your knight somewhere. Maybe even just taking this pawn. Queen h5. Okay, I always say, at a beginner level, if there's a check to give, just give the check. Okay, even if it's not a very good one, just always play the check, because 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be drastically bad, and it could actually help win you the game. Like, let's say, for example, they went here, you just have mate. So, like, just give the check, because you just never know what they're going to play. Opponent goes to e7, and does, in fact, hang mate in 1. So this is what I mean, like, always give a check. That's game number 1. Ben's on the board. He's won his first game. We love to see it. And now game number 2. He has the black pieces. Okay, so how is the opponent going to start off? They start with a4. Okay, and now when your opponent looks to make a play on the flank, you make a play in the centre, okay? You start bombarding the centre. Just start flooding. e5 would be great here. But knight c6, I mean, again, it's fine. He loved bringing his knights out early. Rook to a3. I don't quite know what the opponent is doing here. Like, you can just gain an instantaneous tempo with e6 or e5 because the bishop just hits the rook and you take the centre. So the idea here, I literally have no idea. But d5 is played, fine, taking the centre. The rook is now sliding over, like just trying to attack you on this e-file. It just looks stupid. Out comes the queen for some reason. Not a big fan. You know, just continue to develop your knights, your pawns in the centre, the bishops, get them out. But here comes the queen. Queen gives a check, fine. Bishop comes out to attack this queen. So now you can take the pawn. This is fine. This is all very good. Knight comes out, and now you put another pawn in the centre. I don't hate it, in all honesty. This is absolutely fine. They bring their knight out to attack the queen. Queen moves back to b6, you know, to obviously get out of harm's way. Why is that the only move? Let's say you went here. Would you then just have, like, knight takes c7? Yep, just forking the king and the rook. So you have to bring your queen back to b6 to defend the c7 pawn. f4 is played, and this pawn is currently pinned, so you cannot capture because of the rook. So d4 is played, attacking the rook. I don't hate it. A bit of danger levels, never hurt anyone, did it. Rook slides forwards, which is just a huge blunder because you'll move bishop to f5. And things start to look very scary because your rook is in fact trapped. This would be the only sort of line. And you're just down 2 points of material. So that would be one way. Knight comes out. You pick up the pawn. Bishop blocks. Why are we not just taking the rook? Like, there is a hanging rook in the middle of the board, giving you a check that can so easily be recaptured. But the bishop blocks. What? Why is the bishop blocking? They now play rook to h5. So it was hanging from one knight. And we thought, okay, oh my god, I gotta move this rook. I didn't even see it was hanging. Jesus Christ, let's move it out the way. To hang it to the other knight. Now, Ben, he may have missed it the first time, but he's not gonna miss it twice in a row, okay? He takes the rook, okay? No one fools Ben twice in a row, okay? Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, that's shame on me, okay? Shout out J. Cole or whoever said that. f5 attacks the bishop. You just capture the pawn because it's a free pawn. Why would you not capture this pawn? Here comes the knight. I mean, Ben is playing a pretty solid game. I mean, everything so far has been relatively perfect. And in this position, you're not really being provoked at all. Like, you can just continue to make another developing move. Like, I don't know, maybe get your bishop out or just sort of long castle. There's really no threats on anything currently except this pawn, which is very well defended by your knight and queen. So, yeah, I mean, probably long castles is just best here. How long did you spend on this move? You spent 4 seconds on queen takes knight. 4 seconds. You have 6 minutes, 40 seconds. You are up a rook and a pawn. And we took the knight. We took the knight. I don't know why we did that. The queen was not under any threat, but maybe Ben is playing some 4D chess, okay? Maybe he has a plan. Does the pawn recapture? Okay, well, the game is over, I'm afraid. The game's done, Okay, do you at least see that your knight is under attack? We've got to move this knight somewhere. Okay, knight b4, that's fine. Defended by the bishop on f8. So, you know, if they were to take, that's okay. You take back with check. They do pick up this free pawn now, which is really not good, actually. Okay. Fine. You know what? Fine. You saw the free pawn. You saw the free pawn, and you probably only thought it was defended by the queen. Backwards knight moves are very hard to see. Okay. I'm not mad at this. I'm mad at you losing your queen, but I'm not so mad at this. Okay, see, they didn't even see it. So, how could I be mad at you for that? That's okay. Rook comes over to attack the knight, fine. And now they see that the knight, yeah, okay, fine. Now you attack the queen again, probably thinking it's trapped or something, which it of course just isn't. Knight goes back, and now they just of course recapture. I mean, this game is absolutely over. Also here, I mean, I feel like en passant is absolutely mandatory. Like, it's literally a way of life. Like, you just simply have to play en passant there, it's the law. Knight to d3, b6, I mean, and from here it's just an absolute clinic. I mean, they just trade off every single piece they can. They just start picking up all the free pawns. I mean, there is just simply nothing. I mean, what the hell was this? How have you allowed your rook to get... Honestly, this guy, you should probably report this guy. He's playing absolutely unbelievable chess. Bishop c4. I mean, maybe they just thought they were going to win this rook. They probably didn't even see that they just completely trapped this rook. Like, there is nowhere for it to go because, like, I mean, everything is defended. Take that, nice. King steps forwards, and yeah, you just start giving checks here. This pawn move is so horrific. This is the only thing defending your bishop, right? And you just move it out the way. Oh my god, I love it. I love it. I mean, this discovered check is very scary. I don't know why you stepped forwards. This is not ideal. This is check. And Ben resigned here because, like, let's say you go here, there's just queen f7, and then you go down and then rook e8, which is just horrific. So, game number 2, I mean, completely just hanging the queen. When you have time on the clock, you've got to use it, mate. You can't spend 4 seconds hanging your queen. That is ridiculous. If you just spent 2.5 minutes thinking about it and still hung your queen, I'd have been less mad, actually, because there are some times where you just, like, overthink positions. So if you'd have overthought the position, I'd have been much less mad. Okay, but game number 3, guys. Ben with the white pieces. I mean, I'm sure he's going to go for his Covenant Knight f3, which of course he does. He loves Areti for some reason. d5 is played. Great move from the opponent. Other knight comes out. This is not overly good because, I mean, this pawn can now just go to d4 and just kick the knight about. So this is not a good move. You want to play like d4 here. Just take the center. Knight c6. And then e4, I mean, fine, I guess. Make some trades. I mean, knight f6 is probably coming. Okay, f5. Again, why do all your opponents love weakening the light squares here? Because they're going to short castle, and it's not going to be pretty. Knight to c5 is absolutely horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. e5 is played. Okay, it's funny, right? At this elo, they either play like absolute morons in the nicest possible way because we have all been there, or they play some absolute beautiful moves. Like e5 is absolutely gorgeous, right? Queen comes out. This is absolutely horrifying because you just completely hung your knight on c5. Like, the bishop is currently looking at it. This is very bad, and the bishop takes the knight. Of course it does. What was the idea of putting the queen here if not to try and win this pawn? Like, why did you hang your knight if the queen is going to go to c4 anyway? Did you think they might forget the bishop is there? I love it. I love it. Okay, g3 is played. Also, guys, if you think I'm being harsh to my brother here, I'm not. Okay, you just got to trust me on this. I'm just not. I'm actually being quite nice. Bishop goes to b7. Knight steps forwards. What is this? Why is this considered fine? Why is this considered fine? Why is the end... I mean, I know it's because you're already losing so badly, but why is the engine not really angry at you right now? This is not good, okay? They can just take this with the queen. Luckily, they don't see it, but they do defend this threat, which is, you know, fine. If they're not going to see this, this is probably second best move. Is it actually second best move? No, not at all. It's not even in top 3. Whatever. Knight moves, attacking the queen. Fine. And now you could probably take the pawn on g7. I mean, you probably end up with your knight getting stuck here. But that's okay. Okay, yeah, king steps to d7. This is... There is no way they found this move legitly. Okay, and it's just to add more defense to this e6 square. So this knight cannot escape. Because this knight guards this square. This square's overran. And if you just put your rook here, you have to go this way. Like, this is unbelievable. Queen steps back. Do we get a queen trade? We do. Don't hate it. Don't hate a queen trade. You do lose a rook. King steps to attack the knight. Knight's got to run. Give a check. I mean, this is not looking good. Knight is trapped. They take the pawn. Opponent is playing very well here. You would not think that black is 400 elo in this game, would you? King steps forwards. I mean, just giving checks on every move. This is brilliant from black. I actually feel a bit bad. Like, the level of opponent here, setting up a mating net with the bishops here is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, just taking everything. I mean, yeah, from here, it's like you're just going to go promote. And you're just going to lose the game. This isn't very good. Because they could have just done this. And then what do you even do? You just sort of run up this way to attack rooks. Yeah, that's not very good, but that's okay. They're just going to go and promote the pawn now. I mean, yeah, in this position, it's absolutely over. They give a check. You take the pawn, promote to a queen. There is actually mate in 1 on the board, just take on d5. Okay, and they find it. That game was a bit harsh. Okay, you played some stupid moves, but black was actually pretty good. I'm not going to lie, black was actually pretty good. That was a bit harsh. Guys, I always save the best till last, okay? We've seen 2 losses, we've seen 1 win. You guys know I'm all about evening things out, okay? No spoilers, though. Black pieces. Does a knight come out first move of the game? I'm assuming it does. And of course it does. Okay, knight c6, knight c3, e5 is played. This is all very good. This is actually a Vienna, and this is the Max Lange, which I have actually been studying, like, off camera, because I always play in these positions. Knight goes to f3, knight f6 is just a 4 knights game now. This position is so commonly reached at a beginner level. This is now a Scotch sort of position. Knight takes back, and you don't actually want to take this knight with your knight. Because now the queen can come out, and it's very hard to attack. Like, you can obviously play c5, but if c5 is played, the queen just steps back to d3, and there are even lines where you actually long castle, and you have a rook and a queen on this d-file, and it's very uncomfortable for black. So that's why c5 is not the best of moves. d6 is played. I guess I see the idea. Open up the light squared bishop. c5, attack the queen. You open yourself up to checks now. Here, what else is there to play? Kind of wants queen d3. So then if you were to take queen recapture with check and with a tempo on this b7 pawn. But we get some trades. Queen gives a check. Another check. Knight takes. I mean, this is very uncomfortable already. This is very, very uncomfortable. I mean, your king cannot castle now. You go to b4 offering a queen trade, but there's actually just bishop g5 check, which the opponent fight. Who are these people you're playing against? This is unbelievable. You can actually take this queen on a4 now, double stack your opponent's pawns, and then take the bishop. This is unbelievable. They play some unbelievable moves, then their brain turns off. This is just beautiful stuff. Rook goes to the semi-open file on b1, go to b8. You could have just pushed the pawn. c4 is played. King is looking to run to the corner. I don't hate this. Fianchetto the bishop. Oh, look at this outpost for the bishop. This is very nice because it can't be challenged by an e or c pawn, and it's reinforced by a c5 pawn. So these defend each other. So these are locked in for life now. This is never going away. King steps forwards, and you just start marching pawns forwards. I don't hate it at all. I really don't hate it. Giving checks, winning a rook. That's a beautiful little find. So you give the check with the rook. They needed to go back to this file. Obviously this square you can't go to, but they needed to go probably to h1. But the fact that they stepped forwards, I mean, this is a great find. This backwards bishop move, forking the king and the rook. This is beautiful. King goes to h3. There's actually just mate in 1 now. Rook takes on h2 is in fact mate. There's no way you can go. But bishop takes on d6. I'm not mad at the tunnel vision of taking the rook. Like, that happens, okay. Now pawn takes, there's no longer mate in 1. G takes, rook moving out. There is now mate in 1 again. Giving checks, I don't hate it. Pawn takes, rook takes. Again, there is now mate in 1 still, with rook takes on h2. I mean, it's been mate in 1 for about 7 moves in a row. Rook comes over, don't hate it. They block. Again, just give checks. Keep giving checks. Oh, you actually could have gone rook h8 and it was mate. Rook h8 is mate here, because the king cannot move anywhere. And I thought you might accidentally play it, looking to win the rook, because now you've blocked the king from going back, so it can't defend this rook. So I thought you were going to accidentally play mate here, but you don't. Bishop goes to f8. It's like you're playing all the moves to avoid checkmate. It's like you want this guy to just suffer. Right, yeah, rook g7, fine. They step up. You can actually play rook g4 here and win the rook. Okay, because it would be a discovered check from the bishop. Rook g6 check. King steps back. I mean, you are making this so impossible for yourself. Just take that rook. Okay. You should please just take the rook. Okay, you step over, threatening mate here. I mean, it's so difficult to defend this. Pawn steps up. Do we finally get checkmate on g7? I cannot believe how long that took, considering you had checkmate. Did you have mate here? I'll move 30, so about... Oh my god, there was mate in 1. There was mate in 1 15 moves ago, and then you finally checkmated them. But look at... This is a much better use of your time. So I've noticed that in the games where, you know, beginners use all of their time, or very close to, they do so much better. I mean, who'd have thought it? Guys, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Let's leave some love in the comments for Ben, okay? I mean, we all started chess one day. There are some good wins in here, some good little ideas. The backwards bishop fork. Mwah, chef's kiss. Let's leave some love in the comments, guys. Get out of here.